Welcome back to more of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. We arrived in Rolent last time, and we're off to investigate the origins of the fog and exactly how far it extends. But first, there's actually something that I forgot to do in Rolent, and I was here, and still I forgot to do it. I know I came to this house for a reason, and it's that if you talk to a specific person in here, I forget if it's Rhett or the other one. Oh, hey, that's actually some nice dialogue. Glad I found that. But this is the person that you really want to talk to. Because with that, we get Gambler Jack Volume 6. So now we can safely head out on the Malga Trail. Haven't been here since the very start of the first game, and it's now populated by enemies that were, well, basically the first mini-boss from FC, the Giant Crop Muncher. So that's, yeah, kind of interesting. Ironically enough, these things can actually cast Stone Impact on you, but we're going to be Stone Impacting them. Yeah, weirdly Zin's not really going to have a lot to do here, but I guess you can go ahead and use Stone Impact. Now, there is a reason why I have Stone Impact on so many people. That's because we are going to be using Earth Art a lot in this chapter, because a lot of things in this chapter are weak to Earth. Well, that was a bit of an annoying case of redirecting. We should hopefully be able to take this thing out fairly quickly. Not like that, though. So yeah, later on in this chapter, we will be seeing a lot of enemies that are weak to Earth. And nice one, level up on Zin there, and Olivier should be leveling up pretty soon too. So let's just go through, and just like the first game, we have 3 chests to find here, but we are going to be getting all of them on the first run through, unlike the first game. Now there is another enemy type that can show up here, in fact 2 that we haven't seen yet. Let me see if they're, well, one of them's here, the Lily Mover. Yeah, enemies from all the way back in FC are actually decently strong now. I guess I don't particularly care about hitting your fire weakness because you're probably going to die anyway, but I guess I can then pile on this thing. I might actually want to go ahead and switch up Olivier's Ornament a little bit. I find that Wind Quartz are very good for getting a larger variety of AoE arts. Wind in particular, like there's a lot of the AoE buffs that require wind.
Savor the victory.
But hey, another level up for someone, this time for Olivier. Yeah, I get access to quite a lot of buffs just from equipping a Wind Quartz, and also Aerial, which is kind of nice, cheap AoE damage. Stone Impact's a bit more expensive, so and for roughly the same level of damage, so that's kind of why I usually prefer Aerial. So here, we can head in here to get one chest. Reviving Balm. This chest is as empty as you suspected it would be. Well, I mean, it's hard not to suspect that a chest that you've already opened and searched will be empty, but anyway. So, we have the split path here. We're going to be heading towards Esmela's Tower first. Now, something kind of interesting about this part of the game is, I have mentioned earlier, also Terra Balm, inside the chest is emptiness. That's all there ever is. Eternal and interminable. We've seen that quote before. But I mentioned earlier that SC is a lot more free and open than FC was. And, oh, hi Flying Feline, I guess I can show you. And you'll see that on display here. If you really want to, you can go to Esmela's Tower now. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And if you go in there, remember those big groups of 6 shining bombs that you could find in Carnelia Tower back in Chapter 2? A similar group can appear in Esmela's Tower, so if you're ever having trouble with any of the enemies in this chapter, just go there, repeatedly attack the same enemy and flee until it ends up being a Shining Palm encounter. In fact, you can get them on the very first floor. And then kill at least 1 or 2 of the Shining Palms, and you'll level up enough that most of the enemies in this chapter shouldn't be that much of a threat anymore. So that's pretty cool. But you have that option, I mean. Wow, these things just hit this hard, and that's, well, a hard mode thing, basically. Haven't found any red Insectos yet, although I'm pretty sure those things can show up in later locations. Oh, hi there, red Insectos! Yeah, right on cue. Let's go ahead and descend. Yeah, Zin might look a little underwhelming now, especially since it's hard mode. Zin gets a lot stronger later in the game. Just like the first game, red Insectosses are very weak to all elements, so just use arts and you should be fine. Speaking of using arts, these things seem to be capable of using arts too. I'll go for that. More arts. I believe that's Stone Impact. I could actually try and cancel one of these if I wanted to, and I may as well. Did I just knock you out of the aerial circle? I did. That's exactly why I was worried about using that. And that's gonna hit nothing. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to predict exactly how much knockback your attacks will do. Yeah, I'll just use a regular attack here. And let's quickly finish you off. So with this, we should have seen all the enemies we can encounter here, so no real reason to fight many more enemies. We've already leveled up a few times. So I personally won't be going for an immediate Shining Palm level up in this chapter because I prefer to just go with the flow of chapters and just see, like, fight whatever we're supposed to and just see if my levels get up to the right amount. That's kind of how I play RPGs generally. It's that I just really fight most of what you would naturally fight by going through the game. Just the random enemies in most of the forced areas, as well as just a few off the beaten path, but without really going out of my way to grind, basically. And that way, I usually tend to be around the right level that the game expects you to be at any given point. That's partly why I don't really like the way the experience share works in the modern Pokemon games, because it's very easy to get ahead of the level curve that way. And why I like this game, because of its extreme rubber band experience scaling, in that it's very hard to get ahead of the expected level curve in this game. But I know that some people don't like that, some people do like power leveling. So yeah, games like this aren't really for everyone, but I don't know. I like using a lot of characters at once, and I like not being over-leveled, so I like systems like this. Hi there, Firefly Fungus! You caused me a lot of problems back in the first game. I hate to tell you this, but you've already cleaned this one out. So, nothing much else to show here. I guess I can quickly show what they say at Malga Mine. Well, at least they recognize us. I'm terribly sorry I didn't know. If I see one, I will inform you immediately. No, that's not gonna work. And speaking of having more freedom in SC, that old trick that we could do back in FC to avoid paying for the inn, we can actually still do that now. The sewers are still fully accessible to us. But the enemies are a lot tougher than they were in the first game. But yes, you can use this heal point for free to avoid having to pay for the inn. You might have also noticed this, but there is a fishing spot in here. In fact, I may as well, now that I'm here, take care of this now. Yeah, I like to save before I fish because of how ridiculously twitchy the, yeah, how this works. I don't think the Pisces Heart's good here, I'll just use a standard rod. So all you need to do is catch at least one fish in each of the 6 fishing spots in the Rolent region for, oh, 2 free reviving bombs is pretty good, for this quest to be completed. And if you're going for the all fishing achievement, you want to make sure you complete this quest. It's very important. So now that we're back here, let's head out on the Milchmane Road. Yeah, that's the word. I was about to say Lee's Highway. Now, this place has actually gotten a lot more dangerous since the last game, because now it's populated with these things. Yeah, that giant killer plant that was a mini-boss back in Chapter 2. And I just noticed something. Look closely at that thing. It has a bunch of smaller mouths around its big mouth, and that's really terrifying looking. But anyway, are you still... Okay, you're still weak to Earth and Fire, so I guess I can go for Earth Lance, what might be effective. And I believe you still have... Yep, you still have that too. Don't like wasting the crit turn, but... Wow, these things are so much easier now than they used to be, but I'm sure they must be a nightmare for regular civilians, so... Yeah, going out without a bracer escort these days is a very dangerous thing, especially with all this fog, so good thing we're on the case. So there are quite a lot of chests in this area. But there are also, there's also, I believe, one fishing spot, and are you still a monster chest? No, you're not, okay. I remember you were a monster chest that I put off for a while back in FC. There's nothing in the chest but your failed hopes and dreams for more loot. Okay, there is a fishing spot here. Now, the fishing spot on the Milch Main Road is actually pretty important. There's a certain fish that I really want to make sure that I catch here. And the combination that I want to use is bamboo rod plus... bamboo fishing rod plus river snail. Pearl glass! Okay, yes. This is not going to be important just yet, but we will need one of these for a later side quest, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of getting that now to save some backtracking later. So, bamboo fishing rod plus river snail is the combination for getting that one. So let's check around. I'm sure there's at least one more chest in this. I forget exactly where the chests are distributed in this area based on the screens, but there might have only been the one chest here. Actually, yeah, there probably is only the one chest here. Okay, so I had to look this up, but there's one chest on this screen, 3 on the second, and 2 on the third. There is also a monster that we need to take care of. But if we go over here, we find that this is where the fog clears for this side of the city, so the fog stops doesn't go pretty far, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to point out earlier. So, good thing we inform people. There's still extra business we need to take care of here. Like I said, 3 chests here, as well as one monster. Roaring Thunder, that's a pretty cool weapon name. You find a message scratched along the bottom. Loot this chest and do your worst, but be warned, for ye be cursed. Guess maybe another one of the Dread Pirate Scrymer's warnings. I know that he's not canonically called a Dread Pirate, but I still say that because Princess Bride. Anyway. This chest here is a little bit well hidden. Smelling salts. You obtain 80 million imaginary mirror. Again? How lucky? No, not really. Yeah, we've got at least 16 million imaginary mirror now. Just need to find a shop that accepts imaginary mirror. And this one. Tirabalm. Fun fact! That didn't belong to you. Who did it belong to? Oh no, what if it was actually the Purzel farm and they put their belongings in that chest there for later and we stole it? Anything for completion, I guess. Okay, so 2 more chests on the next screen, and I believe the monster is somewhere around here too. I think it's actually pretty close to the main road, so it's not too... yeah, it's right in the middle of the main road. So that makes sense why the Bracer Guild would put out an extermination request on it, but as you can see, if you've played FC, you'll know what to expect from that thing. It's the Yeti enemies that we fought in Nebel Valley. Zerum Powder. You obtain the Emperor's new clothes. Not. Honestly, Zerum Powder is actually better than that. So, from what I've heard from watching a speedrun of this game, Trails in the Sky SC has the most Zerum items out of any Trails game. It was the first game in the series to have Zerum items, so I guess they didn't realize how overpowered 100 to 200 CP restoration is, especially when you get the Mobius Quartz in later games, which gives all items an AoE effect. Yeah, to quote a speedrun that I watched again, AoE Zerum powders are fair and balanced. And hi there, I had a feeling at least one of them would be monsters. Does somebody want to take that critical turn? I think I'm going to grab that with Zin. Let's do that. And that takes out the small fries. Okay, poison. Poison is not the worst thing in the world. You guys have a lot more movement than I remember you having. But I may need a bit of a mass heal here. I guess I can go for a Stone Impact on you. So yeah, this game has 1000 HP heal. How much does this do? 800. I suppose... yeah, oh, but I can't get all... I might as well actually just go for the Happy Trigger, just for 1, it's immediate, and 2... it gets everyone. That might be a bad thing. Okay, several of them are almost dead, but then you do that. Question, can I salvage this? I actually might be able to. I still honestly really like this theme. Just gets me really hyped to turn the fight around. It's actually not looking that great. Sky reviving Balm Zin just so he doesn't miss out on experience. I might need to S-break a little bit here. Okay, 2 are gone. Yeah, let's S-break. Okay, that almost ended badly, but we were able to pull through. Oh, and Shera upgraded her S-craft, so that's pretty nice. Scent. Well, crap. Yeah, Scent's a very interesting quartz. If you've seen it from the first game, you'll know what it does, but if not, basically it gives you a ton of elements, but it also makes enemies basically always aggro onto you, and it makes it nearly impossible to get preemptive strikes, so I kind of prefer to equip that for boss fights and not so much for regular enemies. Part of me really wants to just go and heal, at the, gate. In fact, I believe they have a free... oh, no, actually, I think the free heal point is on the other side of the, checkpoint. But while we're at the Vert Bridge checkpoint, here is a very easily missed fishing spot. I believe when I was first playing this game, this was the last one of these that I got for the quest. Took me a few rods, but I finally caught something. Rock Eater. Now, I actually kind of want to look something up. Is salmon anywhere in this chapter? Because I'm going to need a salmon for later. Okay, yeah, I don't actually think I'm even in the right area or even have the right fishing rod to get either salmon or trout is what I'm going to need later. But while we're here, I guess we can say hi to Luke's dad. And yeah, for those who don't know, this is actually Luke's father. Yeah, we are. So, no bows for us right now. And it is kind of justified why it's kind of tricky to get to bows at the moment. Yeah, the whole security thing, plus the fog. And also, we're too busy handling stuff in Rolent to go to bows right now. Yeah, don't worry, we're taking care of that. Hopefully. We have a little bit to go before we've investigated everything about the fog, but we're on our way. We've hit 2 out of 3 spots. Oh, I don't think they even let us rest here. That's weird, so I'm gonna have to go all the way back to Rolent. Okay, I may as well put Scent on someone if we're going to be fighting a static encounter anyway. And Estelle also has a bunch of stuff too, and Olivier now has Mind 3, so he should be hitting pretty hard here. And I've equipped everyone with soft knit caps to protect them from freeze. So, let's do this. We have a couple of, well, 3 giant foots, as well as a bunch of other random enemies that hopefully will go down quickly. Giant foot is mad! Okay, that feline kick actually hits pretty hard. Zin doesn't have enough CP for buffing himself, which is a bit of a problem. And a few things are going for him, unfortunately. At least these things are very, very slow. Now the question is, do I buff or do I just go for, do I buff or do I just go for raw damage here? I think I'll actually just try and go for raw damage for now. I want to get rid of these smaller enemies quickly. Actually, Petrified Cloud might not be a terrible idea. Okay, already 2 down, that's great. And this should take care of the beetles. Now it's just these things. Yeah, the Bracer guide wasn't kidding when it said these things, when it said their direct attacks are extremely powerful. I think I have some faint curing items. And the Garland attack strikes. Okay. I think I'll just Spiral Flare a bunch of you. They're not even going for their freezing attack.
We're good to go.
Not sure how helpful that'll be in the long run, but just kind of wanting to get the experience. Okay then. Can I get healing in? Only a tiny bit of healing. What have I got in my item? I do have Rainbow Surprise. None of you are in the AoE for that. Yeah, I guess I'll go with another one of these. Okay, at least you wasted your 10% strength turn. Even their regular attacks hit almost as hard as them being mad. Okay, well that didn't faint though, which is good. I kind of just want to do this. I think this is the best use of your turn right now. And can I cancel that? I can. So, there are some people who think that cancelling attacks only affect arts. No, they affect crafts as well. It's just that the Divine Penguin's craft happened to be uncancelable, so yeah. And let's go for a Heaven's Kiss, which you'll hopefully be seeing a lot of in this chapter because it's really, really good and Shera is forced. Okay, that crit definitely mattered a lot. And down. So yeah, their damage output's intimidating, but if you handle it like that with a lot of AoE fire arts, it's really not too bad. That's a lot of rewards too. So that monster is down. I'll see you at the Elise Highway.
Oh, are we done already?
Oh hey, Estelle randomly leveled up while I was going back to the sewers to heal. Okay, so it's time to head down the Elise Highway. Now, you do get an extra scene here if you go to the Bright family home. I might save that for next part, because it'll be a good way to start the events of that one. Basically, next part's going to be more focused on cutscenes and character interactions than on actual gameplay. But there are a few chests for us to get on the Elise Highway, and I don't think any of them are on this screen. No, but there's 2 on the next and 1 on the third, so let's continue down. And it turns out that the fog actually ends here, so it extends the furthest on the northern side of town. This is actually the fastest the fog clears. Yeah, so you'll get different dialogue if you've already stopped by there, but I'm going to put that off until a little later. I guess I can show fighting this thing. It's kind of hard to tell when you'll be getting preemptives on them, thanks to, yeah, they're not really having a visible face. But anyway, these are the pine plants. I think this is our very first monster extermination request, too. They explode when they're defeated, so keep your distance. That's really all there is to say. Do they have a... Yeah, they have a new explosion animation, though. It's more of a green, splattery, organic kind of animation than the, you know, actual outright, like, fiery explosion, which makes sense, because these things aren't really, you know, like that, although there are, you know, Australia does have eucalyptus trees, which, it's kind of an exaggeration that they explode. They don't really, but people like to say they do, because people like to say that Australian wildlife is more dangerous than it actually is. But anyway, let's go ahead and grab this. Mute. Looking deep into the back of the chest, you see a tiny handwritten note that you didn't notice previously. It reads, "Please do not take, or suffer the wrath of the rhinoceros that is right on top of you." But yeah, I might as well try and fight one of the rhinociders too, because they're, I guess, kind of interesting. This was another monster that we fought back in the first chapter. Weak to water, but not really that much else. there are also a lot of these around the Mist World, which we can go into right now, I believe. I'll be putting off going there for later. Right now, I'm more focused on the roads. One of the fishing spots, though, is in the Mist World. Okay, so that's done. I mostly did that just to show that thing. And all we need to do is find the other chest in this area and get that monster. Oh, and this fishing spot. So here is fishing spot number 4, I believe, of the region out of 6. Seems like bamboo fishing rod is the best way to go for a lot of these places. I do personally find that using the spacebar for this and using both hands is better than using the controller, but it's very much a personal preference thing. They improve the fishing minigames a lot in later games. Okay, another Rhinocider down there. Let's avoid you. There should be a chest somewhere, and I have a suspicion as to where it might be. Yep, there it is. Please go away, Rhinocider. At least this isn't like in other Trails games where you actually can't open a chest if there are enemies nearby because the open chest button is mapped to the attack enemies on the field button. Oh no, it's a mimic! Prepare for battle! Wait, no. False alarm. There actually are not mimics in this game, but there are monster chests, which are basically the same thing when you think about it. So anyway, on this final area of the Elise Highway, there's one more chest, and it's right there. Let's not run to avoid that thing. Purging Balm. No freebies here, I'm afraid. And again, we can go to the Mist World if we really want to. There's not really much reason to do that right now, except that one fishing spot, which we'll be coming back for later anyway. It's on the way to turning in the quest, so yeah, that's why I'm putting it off for now. And there should be the monster somewhere around this vicinity. There it is. That thing. So, it was a basic enemy back in the first game. That is the Wisdom. And Wisdoms can inflict instant death, but I don't think I have access to any instant death protection at this point. I think you can get them randomly dropped from Shining Palms, but anyway. Oh, great, Mars Sparrows. Those things are always annoying. And these things like to get close to you and do that and massively heal themselves. Okay, that's a big barrage of arts. But I guess here they are. They are actually fairly weak to arts, but it's more that they're really resilient to physical attacks. I kind of want to destroy the pine plants quickly. They have a lot of range on absorb nutrients. Okay, should I think I will go ahead and buff Zin right now. Let's get that set up. Okay, I would really like to cancel some things, but I probably won't be able to, so guess I can go for an aerial. I really want to get rid of those Mars Sparrows. I might redirect onto something that I don't want it redirecting onto, so just see if I can actually one-shot this thing. Yes, I can! Good job, Olivier. Okay, I have 200 CP on Shara. And I S-broke with the wrong person, because I lost track of, the order of what I have the right stick assigned to, but that should hopefully work out, because at least I get rid of one of them. And I don't actually... In fact, probably was a good thing that I didn't go for Shara's S-break, because, I kind of want to save Shara's turns for later. That's not good, though. Please don't die, Olivier. Preparing to use arts, preparing to use arts. Okay, that's fine on both counts. Okay then. One of them is going for Olivier. I definitely want to heal him right now. I actually went ahead and made some mystery paste earlier. Oh, great, his Shadow Spear, and he could just instantly die. Which he did not, thankfully. Okay, no instant death on that either. So let's quickly try and finish off that plant. Can Olivier get his... Yes, he can. That should be enough to finish that. And hit one of the wisdoms while we're at it. Problem with wisdoms is you kind of need to really lay on the attacks quickly, because otherwise they just heal themselves massively. Can I finish off one of them? I'm gonna try and smite one. Oh, I don't think Shera's S-Craft will finish it. But at least you're casting arts and not draining. So that's kind of good. Who's getting... you're getting Shadow Speared. But I can cancel that. Which actually might be a bad idea, because you could just decide to go for Absorb Nutrients. No, going for another Arts cast, which is fine by me. Yeah, I think I'll go for the quicker... Actually... Maybe that's better. There are a few situations where that's not better, but... Anyway, let's... I think I'll just go for... And then have you smack something in the face. Okay, you've just gone slightly out of the AoE, but I have an idea. Okay, is this gonna do enough? This is the upgrade. In fact, it's probably gonna do enough. 2,000 is, like, for a 200 CPS craft is probably, like, nothing. It's probably gonna do way more. I could be wrong, though. Wow, was I wrong! Holy crap, that was way lower than I thought. Well, she was gonna go down to that anyway, but still. Yeah, these things have stupidly high physical defense. And Zin is actually dead here. And it got the instant death. I had a feeling that it would. I was just like, you're gonna get the instant death proc, aren't you? Even though it's totally pointless. Okay, blue impact. Please don't absorb nutrients. Of course you would. We do get a lot of Zerum powders, but... we're really running out of Azalea Kisses.
We're good to go.
Don't absorb nutrients again, please. Okay, that's fine. Let's get Shera back up. And I kind of don't want to cancel that, because if I did, then it would potentially use absorb nutrients. And I would rather you be Shadow Spearing. Especially when it doesn't proc the instant death. Actually don't know where the term proc came from. Like, I'm not exactly sure what it's even short for. I might have to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to Estelle S-Break here, which is... Will it do that much? Actually... Oh, I'm down on CP, I can't do that. I was thinking, oh, I can just Heaven's Kiss, but no. Oh, wow, I did a lot more. I guess it's because Shera's strength is pretty low. But anyway, that's done. Oh, yeah, now you give me a Skull Pendant. That prevents instant death, by the way. It's actually kind of a good thing I got that drop, because I'm really gonna need Skull Pendants for a certain boss fight later in the game. But, yeah, so that saves me money on having to buy one. And with that, we can head back to... Actually, no, we can't. So with that, next time, we'll be heading to the Bright family house. See you then.